morning, everyone. We're going to get started just like usual. So standing or seated, we're just going to make sure if you're standing, you're kind of tucking your pelvis under here, okay? Nice and elongated through the spine, chin tucks back for 10. Let's get ready and begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let's go ahead and reset. Make sure that spine is elongated, shoulders are back, pelvis is tucked if you're standing. Head turns, 10, 5 each direction. Ready? Begin. 1, back to center. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Okay, moving along, the next part of our warm-up is going to be our blood flow, getting our heart rate up, all of our joints moving. So this is going to be approximately 9 minutes long. And we have 6 exercises, 30 seconds each. There's no rest in between. I'm just going to transition from one exercise to the next. Okay, if anything feels uncomfortable and you just want to march it out, just go ahead and march it out and keep moving, okay? Our first exercise is going to be our 4-count cherry kicker, okay, with an arm reach, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And feet are about right outside the shoulders here, all right? So let's get ready. You can do this seated, same thing here, okay? And reach in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So we're gonna reach outwards, reach towards the middle, reach inwards and up, okay? I'm not locking the knees out. My legs are relatively straight, but I don't wanna lock the knees out. I'm trying to protect the joint. We're gonna go right into ham curls with a pullback arm next. That's in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Moving into ham curl with a straight arm pullback, okay? If you're seated, you're gonna be toe tapping back, just like this, okay? Keep it going. We're gonna do alternating knee raises next. And if you feel comfortable, we're gonna add a little bit of rotation to it, okay? In 3, 2, 1. So twist, twist. If you don't feel comfortable twisting, you can take the twist out, okay? If it makes you feel dizzy or it feels like it's putting stress on your back, okay? You take the twist out if you need to. Good. We're going to do a side step with a lateral raise next in 3, 2, and 1. So it's side, side. I'm just coming up shoulder height with those arms. Okay. If you're seated, we're doing an abduction tap. Okay. Lateral tap, just like this. Okay. We're going to go into side bends next, okay? In 3, 2, 1, we're going to reach and reach, getting into that side body, opening up that rib cage. If coming up overhead is uncomfortable for your shoulder, you can bring it out like forward and over, okay? You can come down a little lower with that reach if you need to. This looks the same seated here. You're just kind of not popping on that one foot. You're just coming side to side. Our last one here is going to be a calf step back with a front raise. So tap, tap. I'm trying to get my heel for the standing variation. I'm trying to get my heel to tap and touch the floor behind me. And you're going to feel a little bit of a stretch through your calf here, okay? If you're seated, This one's a little hard to mimic here, so we're just gonna toe tap, okay? It's a little less of a calf and more of a shoulder warm up if you're seated. We're going back to the top with cherry pickers, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Out, middle, and up, okay? So we're doing 2 more rounds. This is round 2 of our warm-up moves. Getting the body prepared for the work that's to come here. We're going back to our ham curls with the pull back next in 2, 1. You're standing, think of that heel trying to come up towards your glute, right? Your foot is flexed here. That'll help you get into your hamstring here a little bit more. Next, we're gonna do our knee raise and twist. Remember, you can omit the twist if it makes you feel dizzy or unstable. Here we go. So if the twist is no good, just march it out, okay? Ten more seconds here. Then we're gonna go to our side step with a lateral arm raise. 3, 2, and 1. Side to side. Our next one is our front raise with that calf step back. Okay, so our whole heel is going to come behind us or touch the floor on that back leg when we do that one. 3, 2, and 1. All right, here we go. Tap, tap. Remember, if you're seated, this one's still a toe tap back. If you're standing here, though, you're really trying to get that heel on the back leg to tap the floor. Feel that tiny little dynamic stretch through your calf. Keep it going. My timer's just blanking out on me. We're going back to the top. Cherry pickers. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, I forgot the side bends. I lied. Here, let's do our side bends. And then we'll go back to the top. Remember, straight up overhead gives you discomfort or acute pain. Try coming out and over, okay? Final round coming up next. 4 count cherry pickers in 3, 2, begin. Ham curls with pullbacks are next. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Good, 10 more seconds here. Then we're gonna go to our knee raise and twist. Remember, you can take that twist down if it's not feeling appropriate for it, okay? Modify as you see fit. Here we go. Side steps with our lateral raises next. Three, 2, 1. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to get the order right this time. We're going to do our side reaches next, okay? 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go, back to our side reach. And we just have one more warm-up exercise after this, which is our calf step back with that front raise. In 3, 2, and 1. All right, final one. Remember, I'm trying to get that whole heel on that back leg to tap the floor. I get these quick little stretches through my calves. Remember, when we work on our calves and our glute medius, our side glutes, doing that whether stretching or strengthening is going to help with our knee joint as well, okay? Think about like gears on a clock. Our body works synergistically. And time, guys. Okay. That is our 9-minute warm-up. So I'm looking forward to today's workout. I think it's going to be a fun one. We're going to do a 12-minute ABCD. You know, I'll walk you through it. We're going to do a Tabata pyramid. Okay, that's 6 minutes. We're going to do 3 sets of a 12-minute block. And then we're going to do a regular 4-minute Tabata. Okay, I'll walk you through it, but that's the template for today. Okay, so our first one is our 12-minute ABCD. 4 exercises. Okay, we're going to do a no money drill march. You can choose to have light weights or no weight. Okay, and we're coming out here. Okay, I want you to think of posture, right, in the back, like we're strengthening these back muscles here as we're giving a knee raise. Okay, this is going to look the same seated. Okay, and again, you can hold light dumbbells or no dumbbells. Okay, all right, so our next one is our ground to overhead. So we can take 1 or 2 dumbbells depending on your ability to press overhead. Okay, and you're going to, from the seated position, we're going to pick it up off the floor, put it on the shelf. Pick it up off the floor, put it on the shelf. Okay, standing. My feet are right outside the width of my shoulders because I'm going to pick up that box in between my feet. Okay, toes are forward. I'm going to pick it up, put it on the shelf. Pick it up, put it on the shelf. Okay, I'm trying to push my hips back and keep a nice neutral spine here as I pick the box up. Okay, there are our first 2. Our next one, this is new, guys. This is new, okay? So we're going to do a split stance, right? So that means both feet are staggered here. And I want you to pay attention to this. You don't want to be like this, right? You don't want to be tandem because that's going to compromise what we're doing here. Make sure you have some space between left and right, okay? So I'm going to step back into my split stance, and I'm going to do 4 rear delt flies. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to step it together. All right, I'm going to do an upright row, just 1, okay? And then I'm going to step back on the other side and do 4 rows again, okay? So we're working brain and body here, okay? All right, so 4 rear delt flies and upright row. The rear delt gets the back of your shoulder, the upright row gets the top of your shoulder. If you're seated here, we're going to do 4. We're not going to worry about the split stance, and we're just going to do an upright row, okay? After that, we have goblet squats, okay? So if you're seated, we're going to alternate leg extensions. And if you're standing, heels are shoulder width as we sink it back and down and drive it up, okay? All right, ABAB. So we're going to do the no money drill march and the ground to overhead for 2 sets before we move on, okay? 45 seconds is going on the clock. We're going to start with our no money drill and march, seated or standing. Let's get ready and begin. All right, so no weights or light weights. I want you to think of squeezing those shoulder blades together in the back. Okay, we're working on posture muscles. Good shoulder health, okay? Getting standing ab work. Trying to keep the elbows pretty close to the rib cage. Ground to overhead is next, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so whether you're seated or standing, our feet come right outside the width of our shoulders. Toes are forward, okay? Toes are forward. Remember, we want to push the hips back so that we have a nice neutral spine as we pick that box up, okay? This is our weights. Here we go. Pick it up, put it on the shelf. When I'm driving up through my heels, I'm keeping my glutes squeezed and my core engaged, especially as I'm putting the box on the shelf. The imaginary box, that is. Good, we're past halfway on this one. We're gonna go back to our marching, no money drill next, okay? Five, 2, and 1. Good. All right, back to that first exercise, okay? So now we're gonna march. We're gonna keep those elbows closer to the ribs here. Palms are up, all right? Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Think of every time you hike that knee up too, you exhale, you're working those abdominals. You're working the transverse abdominals, which are the ones that are your true core muscles, okay? They're the ones underneath the six-pack, ab muscles. Good, 10 more seconds here. We're going back to ground to overhead. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Feet, whether you're seated or standing, are coming right outside the width of your shoulders. Toes are forward. Okay? We're gonna pick that box up. That's sitting in between our feet here, ready? And begin. We sink those hips back, pick it up, put it on the shelf. All right, think of strong glutes and core as you're picking up and also as you're putting it away. All right, having a nice strong trunk of your body is going to make your limbs work more efficiently here when you're engaging your core and your glutes. We're moving on to our second 2 exercises after this, okay? Which is our split stance with our 4 rear delt flies to 1 upright row to the other side. And time. Okay, so I'm going to demo. We have 15 seconds here, but remember, split stance. All right, rear delt flies. Okay, 4, we're working the back of the shoulder with these, okay? Let's get ready. 3, 2, and 1. And remember, left to right, you want some space. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Step that leg up. 1 upright row. And now step the other leg back, okay? We're gonna bend forward again. So take a look at my side profile, my torso here. 3, 4, step it together. 1 upright row, other side. Knuckles are coming up towards the ceiling here with our reverse fly. Remember, when you're seated, we don't have to worry about this step, this split stance. 1. And time, good. Okay, goblet squats, all right. So heels are shoulder width apart, slight flare out in the toes. If you prefer a sit squat, you can do that. And if you're seated, you're gonna do your alternating leg extensions. Here we go. Lower down, drive it up, okay? Hips go back and down, Driving through the heels of the feet. Core is always engaged. Go through your range of motion. Everybody's body and ability is different. So we can't always assume that how it looks on one person, it's going to look identical on the other. That doesn't mean it's wrong. We're going to go back to that rear delt fly combo next, okay? In 5, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to get ready for the 4 rear delt flies and then split stance to 1 upright row. All right. I'm going to get my split stance here. Remember to have space between your left and right foot. Okay, ready? Knuckles up towards the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Step it together. 1 upright row. Step the other foot back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step it together. Upright row. Other side back. 10 more seconds here. Let me go back to goblet squats. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, moving back to goblet squats. Remember, if you're seated, you can do an alternating leg extension, or you can do a sit squat if you prefer that over a goblet squat, okay? Heels are shoulder width apart, little flare out on the toes. Here we go. We're gonna sink it back and down, drive it up. We're working hard to keep our knees outwards. We don't want the knees to cave in towards one another. After this set of goblet squats, we're going all the way back to the top to put them together for 1 more round, okay? And that's gonna be our no money drill march that's coming up next. Three, 2, and 1. Okay, 1 more round through. We're gonna do all 4 exercises now. So we're back to that very first one here, okay? In 5, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So my palms are facing the ceiling. I'm trying to keep my elbows relatively close to my rib cage. Working those back muscles, working those core muscles. We've just got 10 more seconds here. Then we're going to go to ground to overhead for the last time, or that pick it up and put it away, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Good. Whether you're seated or standing, those feet come right outside the shoulders. Toes are forward, okay? We're going to pick up that box that's right between our feet here and put it away. In 3, 2, and 1. Sink the hips back and down, drive up, put it away. Trying to press through the heels, squeeze my glutes as I lift that box up off the floor. Then keep the glutes engaged and the core engaged as you put it away. Working at your own pace, find your rhythm. Remember, the quality of our work is much more important than getting a whole bunch of reps in, okay? We want to learn how to do it with good quality first. Speed comes in time. 3, 2, whew, and 1. All done with that one. Okay, we're going back to that rear delt fly with that split stance to 1 upright row, okay? Remember, space between the left and right foot here. Let's get ready. Knuckles up. 1, 2, 3, 4, Step it together, upright row, other foot back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step it together, upright row, other foot. I'm gonna let you guys count at your own pace now. Five more seconds here. Then we go to goblet squats. 3, 2, and 1. I'm just gonna finish out this last one here. Okay, final exercise in this block. Then we're going to a Tabata pyramid next, okay? Set up for our goblet squat. Heels are shoulder width, slight flare out of the toes. Here we go. We're gonna lower down, drive up through the heels, keeping those glutes squeezed. Work at a pace that's comfortable for you. And you're really focused on that mind-muscle connection, okay? Feel your legs, feel your glutes engaging, all right? Talk to them. Tell them to contract. We have 15 more seconds here. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Woo, okay, guys. Take a break, get a drink. Our ABCD is done. So now we're going to keep it interesting and move into a Tabata pyramid. Find my pyramid here, so go ahead and recover here. Find it. Okay. So we are going to do 2 exercises and we're going to alternate through, okay? I think this Tabata pyramid, 6 minutes, there it is. Okay, so remember, Tabata pyramid goes 20 seconds. There's always 10 seconds in between for a transition, 20 seconds to 30 seconds to 40 seconds to 50 seconds, and then back down, 50, 40, 30, 20, okay? Our first exercise is going to be a skater tap. So we're working on glute med to help knee health, okay? So I'm just gonna show you first, we're gonna add a alternating bicep curl, but I'm gonna show you first without it. We're gonna tap, tap, okay? Tap, tap, okay? So, and from the side, if you can see, I have just this little bend in my knee, right? And then tap, 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 okay? So that leg that goes back is the arm that you're curling on, and you kind of sink back just a little bit and you feel like this area working right here, okay? All right, as well as your arms. Tap, tap, all right? And then we're gonna pair that with hand curls, but with an alternating dumbbell punch. So you can, if the dumbbells are too much, just get rid of them, okay? And you're going to punch, punch. So you're gonna punch with the same leg foot that's going back, okay? I tried it the other way and it's quite hard. So we're gonna do the same side. All right, so these are our 2 moves. Our heart rate's gonna go up here a little bit, okay? So be prepared, take extra rest if you need it. I'm gonna guide you through. We're starting with our skater taps and alt curl. If you're seated, you're gonna abduct and curl, okay? Curl, curl, all right? Okay, otherwise let's get into those skaters in 3, 2, and 1, okay? So tap. And once you feel comfortable, you might find you flow a little bit better with it. Just get used to it. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we're gonna go to hand curls with an alternating dumbbell punch. If you're seated, we're doing tap back and punch, tap back and punch, okay? Here we go. So we're just doing these 2 exercises for the full 6 minutes. We're at 30 seconds for these. We'll be at 40 seconds next for our skaters. Five, 2, and 1. Good. Let's get ready for that alternating bicep curl and skater in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Boom, boom. Okay, so we're crossing that leg behind, leaning into that hip a little bit, right? Show you from a side view too, just so you see the angles of the body. Kind of leaning forward. It's like an athletic stance, right? Keep your balance. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Back to hand curls with the punch. 50 seconds. We're at the top of our pyramid for these next 2 sets, okay? 3, 2, and 1. So we're punching on the same side as that foot going back. Omit the dumbbells if it feels too intense or gives you pain. Just past halfway. Cardio right here. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Woo, okay. 50 seconds of our skater and curl, okay? In 3, 2, and 1. I'm tapping that foot back and across the other leg, leaning into that hip slightly. Halfway right now. Trying to feel this outside glute work. When you tap here, I feel it here. 10 more seconds here, and then we're going to 40 seconds of our hand curl and punch. 3, 2, and 1. Remember to take your drinks whenever you need it, okay? Back to hand curl and punch in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Punch. Next will be our final set of skaters, and that's just for 30 seconds next. Three, 2, and 1. Good. All right, here's our final set of skaters coming up, okay? In 5, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Boom. We just have one more set of our hand curls and punches for just 20 seconds. 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, last 20 seconds here. Hand curl and punch in 3, 2, and 1. Just 10 more seconds, and then we're on to our final 12-minute block. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We have one more 12-minute block next, and then one Tabata after that, okay? And that's a 4-minute Tabata. That one will be shorter. So this one is same as last week, static lunges, okay? I want you to remember, so when I say static, that means once your feet are in the appropriate position, you just keep them there until we're done, okay? You're going to, again, think about in your split stance, that left and right, you don't want to be tandem like this. It's going to make it very challenging, okay? And you're also on your toe on that back foot for your lunge, okay? Because you want to make sure on this side, your heel is in contact with the floor. As we lower down, drive it up. Lower down, drive it up. So you can use the side of your chair. You could use the front of your chair with both arms. You could just have it nearby in case you think you need it, okay? And you're going through your range of motion, all right? So if that's about here, just work on feeling that muscle contraction, okay? So I just really want to drill this home here, okay? So say I can only go about this far down. That's not too far. That doesn't mean you can't work within that range, okay? I want you to, when you're down here, think of squeezing this glute, pressing through the heel and keeping this engaged and work in that smaller range of motion, okay? Down and up, okay? You don't have to feel like you have to come all the way down here for it to work, okay? I just want that to be clear that you can go through a smaller range, especially if your knees cause you discomfort with the bigger range, okay? All right, so we're gonna do static lunges right, static lunges left. Nothing new with this next one. We're gonna hinge and row, okay? One of our classics here. And then our last one is an alternating punch to an overhead heel raise, okay? So you can do this with or without weights, okay? Punch, punch, overhead, and lift, okay? So if you feel uncomfortable, like coming up onto your tippy toes with weights in your hand is too much for your balance, I suggest doing it without weight. Have a chair right next to you so that if you need to, like maybe you need to hold on to, you can alternate. You can go punch, punch. Maybe you just need just one hand on, and then next time punch, punch, keep tab on what hand, and you can alternate your hands, and that way you can still participate without being, without having fears of falling over or anything like that, okay? And if you're seated here, we're gonna punch, punch, heel raise, and I want you to just put a little pressure on your thighs as you heel raise up since you're seated, okay? All right, so straight through for this one, okay? Because I'm not gonna have you static lunge 4 times in a row. That sounds really not fun. So, static lunges first, and if you're seated, we're doing a leg press all on the same side, okay? This is our seated variation, tapping my heel down, pressing something imaginary heavy away, okay? Scooping the core out. All right, here we go. Static lunge or heel press if you're seated. In 3, 2, and 1. And remember, sometimes it might take 1 or 2 reps to get the appropriate foot placement. You might do a rep and think, oh, geez, my legs are too close together. Let me step this one out. Or, they're too close together this way. Let me step back. Okay. So, it's okay. It might take a couple reps to figure out where you're feeling. The main thing is go through your range of motion, however small. Okay. Focus on driving through that front heel and trying to really engage. You can add weights to this if you're advanced and you want to start, and if body weights, add weights, all right? Take it to your level. And switch sides, okay? Woo. These, staying static instead of alternating is less heart, but more time under tension on that muscle, okay? Ready? And begin. We're gonna lower down, drive it up. Through your range. I'm gonna do my best. Sometimes I'm so used to going down at like where I'm at that I just do that. I'm gonna try my best to stay in this shorter range. And let me tell you, I feel this a lot through the shorter range. It's like a half rep, okay? So if you're there, go ahead and do that. If you can do full range, go ahead. Just know that you have options. Woo. 5 more seconds left. And time. Whew. Shake those out. Okay, hinge and row. Okay, hinge and row. So now we're gonna work on the back, the hamstring and the glutes, okay? Feet are underneath the hips, toes are forward. This one looks the same seated. Basically, we're just not standing, okay? We're gonna lower down, row, drive up. Think of your hamstrings and glutes as lifting you back up. You're squeezing like this whole area right here, okay? Like right where your hamstring and your glutes meet, that area in there. Keeping my core engaged. Are you pulling your belly button back towards your spine the best you can? Think about that, and you're going to try to keep it like that throughout this 45 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Our last one here is our crossbody punch with an overhead press and toe and a heel raise, okay? If it's too much, take the dumbbells away or keep your chair nearby, okay? So I'm gonna punch, punch, press, okay? Or maybe you just wanna omit the press. Maybe that doesn't work for you and you wanna do something like this. Curl, okay? So sometimes we have limitations, especially with going overhead. So adjust it to a bicep curl if you need to. And find your rhythm, you know, chant a little mantra of what you're doing so that coordination comes. And time, we're going back to the top. Round 2, starting with our static lunges. Remember, if you're seated, you're doing a seated leg press. You're sitting at the edge of the seat, scoop your core out a little and press away with that heel. Otherwise, here we go. I'm gonna lower down through your range, up, sharp on the side here. The important thing is I'm really pushing through that heel on that front leg. I'm talking to my glute here. Remember, the quality of our work is so important, okay? We wanna learn how to do it appropriately. We don't wanna learn faulty movement patterns, right? We wanna make sure we're doing it well and working the muscles intended. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake it out. Gotta even out. Gonna get that other side. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Good. We have hinge and row next, okay? Hinge and row's next. 15 more seconds here, though. If you need to stop a little early to get a drink or just if your muscles burning just a little too much, that's okay. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. Grabbing our weights, whether you're seated or standing, our feet are going to come underneath our hips, toes are forward, right? We're not going to lock the knees out, but your legs are relatively straight here, okay? Here we go. We're going to hinge, push the hips back, row, drive the glutes to stand. Our alt punch to heel raise and overhead reach is next. Really try to make this mind muscle connection here. Talk to your hamstrings and glutes. That's what's pulling your body back up to standing. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Good, okay. We're going back to that alternating punch to heel, reach, and press, okay? Remember, you can take the press out, you can give a bicep curl instead, or you could just do it body weight. Maybe your arms are okay to move body weight, but not with weight, okay? This looks the same seated, except for you're not doing the overhead, you're pressing down on your thighs to give more of a calf raise. We have one more round to go through of this circuit, and then we're on our final Tabata block. 2 and 1. Good, okay. Final set of static lunges, okay? And I'm gonna show variation. If you're advanced, you might be holding on to some weights here. So here's what this is here, okay? Again, making sure there's space between the left and right foot from left to left side. I'm still trying to go through a half range here just for demonstration purposes. If you can go further and you want to, I don't want to stop that. I'm just trying to show if you have knee issues, you can go through a smaller range, and really you need to really focus on thinking. Okay, your mind has to be a part of this process here so that you get that mind muscle connection. That gets stronger over time. And then the stronger that is, the stronger your muscle is, okay? 2 and 1. Woo, other side. And set up, remember, space from this side. We don't want to be too much like this, right? Okay, front heel in contact with the floor. Let's begin. You can hold on to the chair too. You do not have to use weights. I'm just demoing this way today. And I'm only going about a quarter of the way down, but I am so in tune. I'm really thinking of pushing that heel up, and I'm really telling that muscle squeeze, okay? So I'm getting this nice sensation of work in my muscle here, even through a shorter range. Almost done this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, we are going back to our hinge and row. Okay, final set of hinge and row. Feet are right underneath the hips, toes are forward, arms outside, knuckles out. Let's get ready and begin. We're gonna fold right through the hips, hinge through the hips, squeeze the glutes and hamstrings to lift us up. Pulling that belly button back towards our spine as much as we can, and trying to maintain that throughout the whole entire movement. $15 more seconds here. Now 10, 5, 2, and 1. Okay, final exercise in this circuit, and then we're on to our final block, okay? It's back to our cross body punch to overhead press and heel raise, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Cross. Find your rhythm, okay? halfway. Woo. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, nice job, guys. That was our second 12-minute block. So we're on to our last one here. This is just 4 minutes, okay? 2 exercises, 20 seconds of work each. So remember, with traditional Tabata, it's more of a high intensity because they're shorter increments of time, right? So that mentally is like, okay, 20 seconds. I get 20 seconds. I'm used to doing 45 seconds, like 20 seconds, right? So mentally, you know, you can give a little more push, and we only have 10 seconds of rest time. It's only 4 minutes long. It's going to be 4 rounds, okay? We are doing a jumping jack, a single or double dumbbell press, okay? So it depends, or you could do no weight too, okay? We're going to press out to like a 45. Like I'm not straight out. I'm like, you see that? I'm like right here, right? I'm up just a little bit. Tap, tap. This is your opportunity. And this is why you might say, you know what? 1 dumbbell's better for me, okay? Maybe 1 is more your pace, or no, okay? Or just none. You can just push it here with your palms, okay? So I really want you to take that into consideration, what feels okay with your body. It's up to you how much you want to push this 4 minutes, okay? Think of your unique individual needs, okay? But you can make this fast if you want, or you can just keep it a little bit easier if you want. You do you, okay? Just think of your health and safety first. And then the second one, both dumbbells here, tricep and kickback, okay? So lateral taps and push, and then right into tricep kickbacks, okay? So since we only have 10 seconds between, if you're using 1 dumbbell or no, make sure your weights are somewhere close, okay? Because it's gonna be a quick trade-off, okay? Just 4 minutes. Here we go. We're gonna start with a dumbbell 45-degree press and the alternating jack. And I mean, if you're, I know some of you probably got this right here, okay? If you want to add some regular jacks in there too, okay? Only if you feel super strong and comfortable though, okay? All right, guys, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. And this looks the same seated, sorry. Okay, so 45. You pick your intensity. Maybe you want to go slower than I'm going, or faster, or do some regulars, okay? 3, 2, and 1, okay? Kickbacks and a kickback, okay? Tricep kickbacks and hand curl kickbacks. 3, 2, and 1. This is the 4 minutes where if you want, you can make your breathing uncomfortable. You can get your heart rate up, put some intensity, some cardio, some high intensity into it, only if that's appropriate for you and your unique needs, okay? 2, 1, okay? Back to the lateral tap and press. 3, 2, and 1. You pick your, maybe you want to go slower, okay? So you don't have to follow my speed. I am trying to get my heart rate up just a teeny bit though. So that's why I'm going a little quicker. You don't have to do that though. 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Triceps and kickbacks, okay? Remember, you can adjust your weight with those presses too. That first exercise we did. 3, 2, and 1. You pick your tempo, your speed. You can slow it down or quicken it up. These are toe taps back if you're seated. The arms are the same. All right, going back to our 45-degree press in 3, 2, and 1. Lateral taps. Ooh, feeling that arm burn. Ooh. 3, 2, and 1. Tricep kickbacks. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Slow your pace down. If you feel you're getting a little too much, then slow it down. If you're okay with the intensity, keep it up, okay? We have one more set of each. All right, time on these. Last set of both of these exercises. Going back to our 45-degree press in 2 and 1. Here we go. Last set. See what you got, okay? It's okay to feel uncomfortable in exercise as long as it's not in acute pain, right? A little bit of exercise discomfort from intensity is okay though, okay? 2 and 1. Woo! Last set. Last set. Kickbacks. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Finish strong. Last 20 seconds. Ten, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, guys. Okay. Recover. Okay, recover. Get a drink. I thought that was quite fun setup today. Let's do a little cool down here. I'm going to try to get us out of here on time, so it's going to be a short cool down. All right. You can either pop your heel on the chair, okay, or you can do it from a seated or standing position, reaching towards the floor, okay? So you could be like this as well, if this is more appropriate for you, okay? You pick what works. All right, we're trying to get a stretch through the back of the leg here. Good. Let's go ahead, do the other side. So we're letting our heart rate come down here. Good. Let's go ahead and flex and point through the ankles. Go back to that first foot. Flex and point for about 5 and do your circles. Same thing on the other side. All right, and then let's stretch. We did a lot of shoulder work today, so let's go ahead, bring that across and down, right? I'm trying to pull it across and down. I don't want to feel this like shrug up, right? So down, and then visualize those muscle fibers right back in here, okay? Think about them elongating and stretching, okay? And you might also feel it through your shoulder right here if you're really tight, okay? Same thing other side. Good. Hopefully you're feeling your heart rate coming back down to normal by now. And let's go ahead and we're going to inhale it up. Palms together. Exhale to heart. One more time. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed the class today. I thought that was a fun one. So.